Hey guys, welcome back to Amanda's Favorites. Today we're going to dive into all the journals that I am using in the year of 2018. I'm going to first start off by saying I didn't plan to have this many going, and I will explain that as we go along, but some of these special books fell into my lap and I just really wanted to use them this year because some of them are dated for this year. So let's start off with starting this year what I was starting out with already. I was already in my Erin Condren, which is an 18-month from July of 2017 all the way through the end of 2018. So I started this in July of 2017 and it goes all the way through the end of 2018. I got the neutral horizontal, and I got this idea from my sister, who got this idea from Pretty Neat Living, and it is photo journaling in an Erin Condren horizontal. I have journaled in other horizontal planners. I journaled in the Inkwell Press quarterly planner, just normal journaling, not with photos. So journaling in a horizontal planner is not new to me, but adding the photos to it was. So this was going to be a family journal. I have two boys, so I didn't want to make it too girly. So I put a favorite quote from my favorite hymn on the front from Come Thou Fount of Many Blessings, Come Thou Fount of Every Blessing, sorry. Because I wanted to make it as a keepsake. Maybe when I'm gone, they might possibly want to keep it in their family. Who knows? I know boys don't care that much about this type of stuff, but it's mainly for me. And if my posterity enjoys it too, then that's amazing. That's wonderful. I would hope for that, but that's can't be the reason for me doing it, because who knows if they'll even be interested in it. Okay, so I got a Polaroid ZIP printer, and that is how I am doing my photo journaling. Every month I try to do a recap of the month on Erin Condren's monthly page right here. I do have a full video of how I do this, so I'm not going to go into a full review of the planner or all the details because I have a full video on how I do this. I will try to remember to link that below in the description box. Here's what it started out looking like. I thought I was going to do 2 photos a day, which in the Polaroid ZIP app, 2 photos fit perfectly on 1 sheet of photo paper. So I'll show you a bigger picture. 1 sheet of photo paper is that big. 2 photos fit perfectly on there. This photo paper comes with sticky on the back, so it's like a sticker. It's really easy to take off and it goes right down easily. These photo printers do not ever need ink. Okay, the Polaroid ZIP, the HP Sprocket. I have not ever used the HP Sprocket, but I have seen videos of it, and I think it might have even better color than the Polaroid ZIP. And so definitely check those out and compare your little photo printers before you decide which one to buy. So the Polaroid ZIP app has me frustrated because it's not simple to manipulate your 2 pictures the way you want on 1 photo sheet. It's much easier just to print 1 picture. And also, I wasn't keeping up very well with printing 2 photos a day, just because, a photo a day. Because you have to, I write when the day is over. That's what I do, so I don't forget. This was on vacation in Colorado when I started it, and I was actually super organized because I knew if I didn't bring it with me, it started while we were on vacation, then I absolutely would not remember what we did every day and it wouldn't get added. So I brought my printer and I brought this journal and I brought my pens, and it was actually wonderful to take a little time out every day at the end of the day and do a little journaling about that day. So I loved having it with me. Like I said, I started out doing a picture a day. I would write every day, and then every couple days I would go back and look through my photos and pick out a picture for that day and put it down. But then, let's see, I think this is the only week I have no pictures. Life takes over, and that's okay. I'm completely fine with that. I still wrote every day, so I know what happened. And then I started just saying, well, you know what? It's okay if I just throw in pictures whenever I want. There's my monthly recap and big events that happened in the month. And I will write big appointments and events on the monthly calendar because I think that'll be nice to look back on also, to get a whole scope of the month. But anyway, so then I started printing a lot of bigger pictures and leaving some days blank. My only problem with that is if I want to be able to print a bigger picture, it takes over a little bit of room into your writing, so you have to kind of plan ahead for that, or naturally just write shorter and know that you might put a big picture there. So you can see as I flip through this that many of my weeks are not full, and some have more pictures than others, and that's okay with me. But for the most part, I think I've kept up with it pretty well. This is the hardest journal as an adult that I've ever kept up with because of the adding the picture element to it. Makes it a lot harder because it's easy to sit down at night and jot notes. It's hard to remember to even take pictures of events every day to be able to put in your journal. So that's where it also gets difficult to have those pictures, because sometimes I'll look back and say, well, the last 3 days I didn't even take any pictures of anything that happened or with the kids. And so I'm like, well, I don't have anything for those days. So it's the time to do it, the time to get into the app and try to figure out the app sometimes when it's frustrating you. It definitely takes some time to figure that out, and the lighting and how to manipulate your pictures. But anyway, I want to finish this through 2018, so I've already committed to it. I've already done over 6 months, almost 7 months. Here I printed one of my favorite Mary Bright pictures for the beginning of the year. I haven't done any of that. This was my first one. All the rest are of my kids. But anyway, I'm going to finish 2018 in this, and I think it will be an amazing keepsake. I'm excited to do it. I'm excited to have this keepsake. It's not something I will do every single year, I don't think. I think I'll really enjoy having it. But I also do chatbooks with both my Instagram series. I have one for family only and one that includes friends. And then I have my business Instagram. So I actually have 3 Instagrams, but I print from my family only Instagram, and it's called an Instagram series books. I have a whole video on chatbooks, but this is my main photo journaling. So I don't feel bad. Okay, and that video will be linked below for you guys if you want to find out about chatbooks and how to get your very first book free to try it out, because that's what I did. And they print the dates on the side even. The date prints on every picture of when you posted it. So I'll let you watch my whole video on chatbooks. We won't go all into that here, but I love chatbooks. They're only $10 each. In my video it says they're $8 each, and that's because that was made like almost a year ago, and they are a new company, so they did improve their picture quality and their shipping speed, and they have gone up in price, but it's totally worth it to me. It prints every 60 pictures. You can edit it before it goes to print. I tell all about that in my video. So since I print chatbooks, I am okay with not doing this photo journal every year because it's a lot of work. The photo paper, you get about 50 sheets for around $23 or something like that on Amazon. So that's not super expensive. But it's just not something that I think I will keep up with every single year. But I think as every couple years, whenever I feel inspired and motivated to want to do it, I think it will be a really neat record to have in my handwriting and printing out much more personal and writing out much more personal things than maybe I put in my chatbooks. Although I do put pretty personal things in my chatbooks because I have a family only thread with only like 10 people on it. So it's only family, and that goes into there too. So that is in my Erin Condren. And like I said, I will try to remember to put that link below. Okay, something I was already keeping up with before this year is a spiritual journal. And it's in my Leuchtturm, the metallic edition, which was one of their specials. They did a silver, gold, and copper. And I have a video all about those also under my journals playlist. I love the metallic editions. I got a lined edition, and I have a review of all this in the video, but it has your date up there. It has your page numbers. It has an index. And I'm not going to show you much of what I wrote. I will flip through it. So I started that just this year, separate from a normal journal. A friend gave me this idea because sometimes some of my most important spiritual promptings or blessings I am so thankful for, or ways that I see the Lord's hand in my life, or spiritual lessons learned get lost in my normal journal, which I will show you in a minute. And this way, I think this will be a very special memento keepsake book. And if my children keep anything when I die and read and learn anything from me, I hope that they will keep this book and treasure it and read from it. I hope and pray. Or maybe my granddaughters will, because boys just are not as much into journaling, I know, and reading journals. So that is my special spiritual journal, which I was already doing and plan to keep up. I don't write that often. It's whenever I feel prompted. And when I do get a prompting about something or something that happened I want to write about and I don't want to forget it and I don't have time to write right then, I stick a little sticky note in here. So I just stick a sticky note in here and then I can remember when I have time to come back and write about that thing. Okay, so I want to show you how I'm keeping all my other journals that I journal in at night. In this Vera Bradley bag, I showed this in an Instagram story one day. If you don't follow me on Instagram, that's where I check in every day. And I'd love you to join me there at Amanda's Favorites. I do my giveaways from there, and a lot happens over there. So this old Vera Bradley makeup bag, I was usually using it only for traveling once or twice a year, and I honestly have other bags I can use too. This was just for like big shampoos and toothpaste and stuff, but I needed a way this year to corral all these new journals that I just started this year. So this opens up and it holds my 3 main journals, which we'll get into, and then it holds my pens that I'm using right there. So it's perfect. Most nights I'm writing in my bed and I keep this next to my nightstand on the floor and I can just pick it up, grab it, bring it in my bed with me, and I have my nightly journals, which literally take me 10 minutes, really, or less every day. Then in this other small side, I have my normal, really personal journal, which I just, write in when I feel like I want to, or there's something I really want to express, or I need to dump something out. And that can just easily fit in this side, which is smaller, and be right with me also up there. So let's get into what these 3 journals are this year and how I came upon wanting to keep them. Because they weren't, well, one of them was planned. My Some Lines a Day, the 5-year memory book by Leuchtturm, this one was planned. I bought this, in fact, way back, I think in the summer of 2017, and I knew I was going to start it in January of 2018. Because it's a 5-year memory book, and I've never kept one of these before, and I really love my Leuchtturms now that I've fallen in love with them, and so I wanted to use this book before my oldest son leaves home, and he will be leaving the year that I finish this book if I started it right now in January of 2018. So I had to start it right now because I wanted to chronicle, his last 5 years at home with us. So this takes no time, and I have absolutely fallen in love with this little book already. And, we're only near the end of January. So let me show it to you. First, I'll go over what the pages look like. You get a page for every day. So it says March 23rd. I also have a whole video going through this in more detail, but I'll go over it real quick here. March 23rd, and then you write in the year. So technically, since this book is not filled in with dates, you could skip a year in between, if something happens, but I plan to do 5 consecutive years. But I actually like how they haven't dated it for you for 5 consecutive years because, if life happens and you do it 1 year and you skip 1 year, it's okay because it's not already filled in. So it's just the date. And for that year, you fill in the 2018. I write what day of week it is. I'll show you. And then you just write a little bit about that day. So it is so small of a space that there is absolutely no pressure. You are not chronicling huge things in your life in this. You are just chronicling the day-to-day or something you want to remember from that day or some gratitude you want to remember from that day. This would also be a great gratitude journal since it's a small space. So I'm using it as just chronicling, stuff I want to remember about my family, our kids, everyday, ordinary things. I think it will be really fun to look back on March 23rd when I'm done and see 5 years in a row. This year I'm writing in black ink, and I plan to switch black, blue, black, at least so the years stand out. I could use different colored, like do black, blue, purple, red, green. I'm not always a huge fan of all the other different colored inks though. I think I'm probably gonna, in something like such a keepsake like this, I think I'm gonna alternate between black and blue, but a color a year is also another idea. I'm also writing the temperature at the top of each day because I'm obsessed with temperatures. And in Texas, we literally have it where in January, it could be 80 one day, but it could also be 10 degrees outside like it is today. Not kidding. So it could snow in January in Texas, in North Texas, and then literally by the end of the week, it could be 70 degrees. So I think it's going to be fun. The only seasons that's constant is summer. From pretty much May through the entire September and usually mid-October, we are hot, and that is a constant. So that's unchanging. There won't be much excitement in those months temperature-wise. But I thought in the months that there is, it would be fun to look 5 years in a row and see, oh wow, look at the temperature difference for those 5 years in a row. So I thought that would be really fun too. And something that I'm interested in. I love that it comes with 2 ribbon markers, although I really only need 1 right now on the day that I'm on. So how I'm doing it is I write the day of the week, Wednesday, I'm writing the year 18, and then I'm writing my temperatures. And then the following years, the temperatures won't be able to go above the line. They will each have to go below the line. But I figured I had that space up there, so I would use it for the first year. So this is what it's looking like for my first year. And you guys, this is like my favorite journal that I've ever done because I am way beyond excited to start it next year and to compare what happened on that same day the year before. I can see myself getting obsessed with this journal and wanting to do another one when this 5 years is up and then another one. This is such a manageable way to journal, and I absolutely love it. Love it. There are many, many 5-year journals out there. I have a review on another one called 5 Lines a Day, and there are many other ones also on Amazon. So I will try to link this one and the other one that I've done a review on down below for you guys, so you can take a look at it. When I bought this on Amazon, it was much more expensive on Amazon than buying from Leuchtturm. Like literally that day, it happened to be like almost $20 more on Amazon. Supply and demand, so I bought it straight from Leuchtturm because I was also buying some metallic editions and I could throw it in there with the shipping. But shipping from Leuchtturm direct is pretty expensive. There are other companies that sell them also. So I would say if the Amazon price, is too high, compare it with the Leuchtturm site and then kind of look around at companies, find your best deal with shipping wise too. But I absolutely am in love with this journal and I cannot wait to fill it up and to read the 5 years. And then I thought it would be fun when you're done to keep that one next to your bedside and you could read that day on June 11th what happened for the previous 5 years, like when I'm starting a new one. So this is just, I love this thing. I'm already in love with it. I can't wait to have a whole year filled up in it. Okay, so that was planned. This was completely unplanned. One of my sweet, generous viewers, how I've already mentioned in my review video of this Hobonichi cousin, gave me this to do a review on. And, I didn't know how I would use it this year, if I would just play around planning in it, if, what I would do with it. But if you want to see the whole thing, you need to watch my review video. So they have monthly pages in here, weekly pages, and then daily pages. And yes, they can all fit in this book an entire year because of the Tome River paper, which is amazing. It ghosts a lot, which bothers some people, but it never bleeds through. It can take fountain pens and watercolor. If you want to know more, watch my video on this or some other YouTubers which have amazing videos. So you have your weekly spread, you have a page per day, and then you have your monthly spreads. I decided that since I didn't have a journal where I could write a lot in, I have the Leuchtturm Some Lines a Day. And then I have my little Erin Condren Photo Journal, but I didn't have somewhere to just do a real more feelings dump every day. And to also not feel pressure. If I only write this much, that's fine. If I write this much. So I thought this could be a really casual, no pressure. I don't need to write neat. Like I try to in my Some Lines a Day, and I try to in my Erin Condren, even though it gets a little bit messy. This would be just for me, like a brain dump. And it would be kind of fun to have every day of the year chronicled. So this is what it looks like so far. I try to write my temperature every day because you guys know I like that. On my Page a Day Marian Go Bright calendar, when there's a picture I love, I also like to tape that in here just because I thought this is just my own little personal, get my feelings out every day journal. And so when there's a picture I love on her calendar, I'm taping that in here. And then this is how it's looking for me every day. And I am really enjoying this so far. I told myself I wouldn't put any pressure on myself since I'm already journaling so much, that if this became a burden, I just wouldn't do it. But it's actually been more fun. It takes very little time. Like I said, I can do all 3 journals in 10 minutes a night, and it's not a burden. It has not become a burden. So on the weekly, I told myself I wasn't going to fill out the weekly at all. I was just going to use the daily pages. But then I kind of decided it would be fun to at least put the temperatures. And then I just started kind of writing just big events of the day, like maybe appointments and stuff, which I really don't need to because I'm doing plenty of other journaling. But I figured I'll do it as long as I want to, and when I don't want to keep up with the weekly, I won't. I also have the Happier Page a Day calendar from Gretchen Rubin. She also has the Happier podcast I love. And so when there's a quote I really like for that day, then I've been taping it in my weeks. So I just thought this is going to be a really fun memento of my whole year, and I am just using sticky notes to mark my day and my week and just making it really casual. And so that's another use for this Hobonichi. There are so many uses besides planning for the Hobonichi, and lots of people do use the daily for journaling. I've seen on lots of videos. So that is why I'm doing that, because of my sweet, generous reader, and it inspired me to use it this year. And of course, it's dated for this year, so I couldn't save it for another year when maybe I was done with my Erin Condren journal and had one less journal. Then, as you guys know, if you follow me, Passion Planner gifted me for having, I don't know how many referrals. They don't tell you how many referrals you had to have to get this gift. But for being someone who got them referrals during the year, that is all from you guys. From you guys going in and putting my email, amandasfavorites@whitleyspace.com, which is down in my description box. You just put that in the referral box when you buy a Passion Planner. And because of you guys, I got this gift from them, and they sent me a second one to gift to a loved one, it said. And I gifted it on my Instagram to one of you, because it was all from you guys that I got it. I have a full video of me opening this present. I was genuinely so excited, more than I've been excited the whole year about anything. You can tell that in the video, because I had no idea what was in this box, and I did not expect a present from them. So I will link that video down below for you guys too. That was just such a fun video because it was such a fun, real surprise. And real surprises are hard to come by, I feel like, when you're an adult who also isn't big on surprises, and so you and your spouse don't really surprise each other, because that's not like really what I love. But I loved this surprise from Passion Planner. Okay, it is a hardbound, compact, dated Passion Planner for 2018 that will not be sold. They do not sell hardbound, okay? And it has a quote from their founder, Angelina, on the back. It has her famous quote, "It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to start." And the reason why all their ribbons are green, if you don't know, that's the Kickstarter color, and that is how they got started. So I wasn't sure what I was going to do with this. I tried to kind of map out some normal plannings in it at first. I played around with that, but I just wasn't ready to move out of my Erin Condren, and I wasn't ready to move into something smaller. When I planned in Passion Planner this last year, I used the classic size. And since I write bigger and messier generally in my normal daily planning, I'm not sitting down trying to write neat. I think that generally, the classic size is probably what I would choose. I might try to do a compact someday just for experiment. But I decided that I would not normal plan in it after laying out like a month like this. I started laying out some normal planning, and I started laying out my first week kind of normal planning with highlighting events. And I love Passion Planner. You guys know that. I planned in Passion Planner for like 5 months in 2017, and I have many videos on my Passion Planner playlist about how I planned in Passion Planner. My planning definitely does not look like this. It is not that neat, and there is definitely a different method to my madness of planning in Passion Planner. I don't use the timed slots. So if you want to know about how I plan in there, definitely go check out my Passion Planner playlist, because there's several videos about how I planned with many updates throughout last year. So I decided I would kind of use it as a journaling type of forum. Even though I don't need another journal, I really loved this beautiful hardbound book they sent me, and I really wanted to make a memento out of it, something I had to remember at the end of 2018. This means a lot to me because I started my channel in March of 2017, and I did not expect anything like this. I always give away all the passion planners that I earn from them. For every 3 referrals, I think I earn 1 passion planner. It's always an undated black Sunday start. They don't give you a choice on that. And so I have gifted several on my channel throughout the year, and I also saved up for several months, and I gifted a set of 10 of them, because I really wanted to be able to gift them to the youth girls in my church from ages 16 to 18. And they had 10 girls. And so I saved up 10 for them throughout this whole year, and I was just able to gift it to them this January. And it is so fun to be able to do something like that, to be able to give. And I love doing giveaways of them on my channel. And I will be doing many more giveaways this year as I get more referrals, which I hope for, because I love to do giveaways on here. Passion Planner was a huge game changer in my life. It came right at the beginning of my planner channel, and I never imagined I would love it as much as I did. Pash Fam really is a cool family network. It's really an amazing, inspiring thing, because Passion Planner is more than a planning tool. It is a tool to, spark you in your life to find your passion. So there's all these goal planning pages in the front, your passion roadmap, which I filled out in my classic size, and examples of how to fill that out. And then that passion roadmap carries over when in between your months, you have a monthly reflection every month. And then you have a yearly reflection, and that's reflecting back on your goals and your passion roadmap. They also give you really great quotes every week. And then from that quote, some type of a, what do you call it? Some type of a, my brain, I'm getting old, you guys, of a suggestion, some type of suggestion of what to do with that quote to motivate you to get out there to act on that quote. So, to something to better your life. I love everything about Passion Planner, and I have so many videos on them. Here, this was my first dated Passion Planner ever, because I've only ever had their undated. I've had their undated Sunday start, and this is a dated Sunday start. And I actually love having the dates on here too. In my videos, I raved about how I love the undated for so many reasons, and that is still true. But I also love the dated for many reasons too. So there's your dates. I love how they tell you what week of the year it is. Week 1. That is always one of my favorite things about planners that do that, because I like to keep track of what week of the year that we are in. Okay, so as a journal, I decided I would pick 1 flare pen color per month and 1 mild liner, which you can get on Amazon, color per month. It's just a milder highlighter, and it has 2 ends to it. I have a whole pen video also on my favorite pens if you want to know more about these. But I thought I would pick 1 color per month, going, how I feel seasonally that month. and then I would use them for the entire month duration. So those are the pens I keep in my bag for January. And then I am just using to jot down everyday things that we do and things I want to remember. And appointments, or places we go, I am putting in pen and highlighting them, because that's kind of what I would have done if I used the Passion Planner. And that way they stick out to me. I can kind of see what we did on that day. I started just listing like stuff we did that week, because I thought that was kind of fun to list. Oh, I've done this, I've done that, I've done this, and check it off. Places we've gone, errands we've run, I made a doctor appointment, and on and on and on. And then just kind of summing up the week with whatever I want to write here. And temperatures in the today's focus box. So I just thought that was fun. And this is how it's looking as I've been keeping up with it. And I have really, really been enjoying this too. I told myself I wasn't going to force it, but it turns out doing these little journals that take no time or really hard energy at the end of the day, it's kind of like a really good wrap up for the day. So this is the week I'm on right now, and I actually forgot to write in blue this day, but that's okay. I wrote in black. It'll be okay. But I kind of like I love the way my pages look with that one color per month, and then the mild liner highlighting our appointments or places we went for the day. So that is how I'm using it right now. I'm not sure if I'm going to fill in all the monthlies. I filled in January with like big events. I started with the weather, but then thought, well, if I'm putting it on the weekly page, I really don't need it here. And I'm not sure if I'll keep filling in every monthly with our appointments and big events. We will see. But right now I'm enjoying keeping up with this, and I really hope that I keep enjoying it through the whole year, because I would love to have this whole book full like this also. It's kind of mentally like therapeutic for me at the end of the day to do these really quick things, and I'm really thoroughly enjoying it. Like I said, I told myself I was not going to force myself on any of these things. So that is all my journaling for the year right now, other than I did not bring my scripture journal, which I keep with my scriptures in the car. And that's just another inkwell sewn journal, like my personal one I showed you in that bag, because I do my scripture reading in the car at pickup time with my older son right now. And so I just keep that journal in there. And if something big hits me, I jot it down in there. But that's the only other thing, and I don't write in that daily. So just as I'm reading and something hits me. But those are all my journals for 2018, and I will love to keep you guys updated if you're interested on how I'm doing, like let's say 6 months in, or maybe even 3 months in and 9 months in, something like that, and keep you updated to see how I'm doing and if I'm actually keeping up with them all. Okay guys, thanks for watching so much. Have a great day. Happy journaling. Until next time. Bye guys.